Perhaps the Bharatapuzha river bank at a place called Sharnoor. That's where I belong to. Bharatapuzha is a dry place now, but once upon a time it was lush green with a lot of water and children playing all around. That is the best memories that I have of nature. The most important place, which according to my heart, is closest to my heart, is the Peace Park in Hiroshima. I was there in 87, whereas the bombing was somewhere in 1947. So within that short span, how quickly they have restored that town, that it is unimaginable. And there are a lot of pigeons and doves. You can feed pigeons there as a token of peace. All that attracted me a lot. My mother and my grandmother, they were so fond of growing plants and growing trees, and that was instilled into us right from childhood days. In my home in Trichur and Sharnoor, we have trees which were planted by my grandmother, trees that were planted by me. So that urge to conserve plants, that is one of the most important things that was there earlier, and even now it is part of my activities. When I was a little girl of about 10 years old, my grandmother used to teach me to wash vessels after collecting water in a trough, instead of opening the tap and letting loose the water. I always think how well those old people used to conserve things, nature or water or everything. Now we are simply misusing water. When you brush your teeth now, you just leave the tap open. I would say I like the rain the best, probably because it brings a lot of old memories. With the pitter-patter of the rain, these memories come. So I like the rains the most. Conservation of the environment or protection of the environment, it was taught to us from school. I am a convent educated girl, so the sisters, the nuns there, they taught us, they gave us the first lessons in conserving nature, and we should not pollute water, pollute the environment. When there was a small piece of paper anywhere other than in the dustbin, we used to pick it up and deposit it at the dustbin. That has been imbibed from my school days, and even now I cannot tolerate anything out of its place. It is so very, very different. It is not at all the same placid environment that I used to see in my childhood. And the water is so polluted, reeking with solid waste. And all the food that we consume, there are so much of toxic chemicals. It is so much different from what I used to see in my childhood days. Solid waste management, and for that, to solve that, you really have to create awareness in the public. At least we can collect all the plastic and deposit it at one particular place, and the government will see what best can be done about it. I would think the most important environmental issue is the air pollution that is happening because of our automobiles. We can take short journeys by cycles, or we can walk up. Let us go back to the old days. We can walk up small distances, or we can share automobiles. I would say the most environmentally polluted place that I saw was the Pampa River in Sabarimala. The whole Pampa River is polluted with clothes, you won't believe. It's full of clothes which is discarded by the pilgrims. That hurt me the most, because such a divine place like Sabarimala, it should not reek of such dirt. As the director of the Botanic Garden, my first message would be to grow as many trees as possible and conserve all our plants. The next thing I would say to the common man is solid waste management.